Hello and welcome to Affinity. We're going to look at ways of using the fill layer mask. So first of all, we just put in a fill layer, new fill layer, and it'll use the current fill layer, what you last used. You can always change it any color you like here, and if you want to change this, or you can do it from up here, the same thing happens. You can also go to the hamburger up here to change whichever way you want to do it. The color wheel is quite useful. If you turn it down to about halfway, you can see through it like this. Then let's get a brush, just a standard paintbrush. Opacity, somewhere in the middle, completely soft. Then we just paint where we want the middle of the picture to be. And because it's in the middle, we can repeat paintings, hold the mouse down for each complete paint around the place, and then eventually paint more to the main subject so that is fully transparent. And then you can sort of just nudge away the edges so you get kind of a whatever shape you want of the vignette. So we've got before and after. There you go. See, it's just that gentle edging. Another way of doing this is if I just go to the rectangle tool, or the ellipse if I like, and draw a rectangle something like that, and then I'll go to the select and feather, turn this up about halfway and apply that. Then layer, new fill layer. Where do you want to do? We want to invert it. No, we want to select. You want to select and invert. That's the one we want, not the new layer. Now then we put in the new layer. So we go layer, new fill layer, and olé, we got ourselves an instant vignette. Hit Control D to get rid of the marching ants, and then turn down the opacity to whatever suits. That gives you a quite regular vignette as opposed to one which you kind of painted in. Okay, what else can we do? Another way is if you might want to create light in the middle, so this is kind of the opposite effect. So now I'll go to layer, new fill layer, and I'll change that to white. And if I hit Control I, I'm going to invert the mask, and so it disappears. So now I'm painting it back. So if I get the paintbrush here, and now I want a white brush, if I lay on here, I can see now I'm going to paint over the top of it. Don't worry about it being too much at the moment. What's the opacity of that brush? It's 60%. That's still not too bad. But then all you do is you can bring down the opacity here so it's very low, so you've got a little bit of light. Or a better way is to go to a blend mode such as soft light. And then even with perhaps a bigger brush again, you can soften the edges of that, and you can change the opacity of the layer again to bring it down to so it's just about right. And then you can turn it on and off again, so you added light into the area like that. You can also, if you don't like the bit around the outside, because it's a mask, you can go to the black and just paint that back again, so you just got the light on the main subject. So again, before and after. Now then, what else shall we do? Let's do a glow. Let's take the same one we got here. If you want to make something glow, all you need to do is just add a blur. So now, in fact, let's do I'm going to turn that off altogether. I'm going to select the whole thing. So go to my selection brush and just select this. Just do it fairly quickly here. Take off those bits I didn't want out there. And with the snap to edges on so it catches the edge okay. Then go to the area you want to cover. Or maybe not. Let's take that off. Just keep just the lighthouse here. There we go. And now we put in the fill layer, new fill layer, and it will come in with the color like this, whatever the fill layer color is. Then I can hit Control D because I don't need this anymore. But now I just add a blur. So I just go to Filters, Blur, and Gaussian Blur. And there we go. We can put it up to something we like. Yeah, something like, say, 500. So it's quite a wide blur, and you've got a nice glow on it then. Apply that, and then put in something like a soft light, and you've got that kind of glow around the object that you're doing. What else can we do? We can recolor things as well. So if I want to change the color of this, I simply go to, again, I can just select it. We'll do this fairly quickly. No. And I just get the layer, new fill layer, and that again comes in there. I can change the color here to whatever I want, and I can bring the opacity right down. Control D gets rid of the marching ants, and I can then bring that up, but I can also change the blend mode again to something like overlay or soft light, depends on what light you want. Here I've changed the color of it, and because it's a fill layer, I can just change it afterwards. The fact I can come back to it and give it whatever tint that I like. And finally, let's do one more. In fact, what we'll do for this is we're going to do a light balance or white balance. If I go to View, Studio and Info, now drag this little thing here out onto the middle of this. What you can see there is red and green are closer-ish together, and blue is a bit further away. So know that I'd like to turn blue up. So what I'll do is, I'll do it over the whole area, but you can use a selected area. So I'll layer, new fill layer, and I'll want it to be a bit of a blue color. So maybe I'll just put it something like this, but here you can see, of course, blue is really high. But if I turn down the opacity, then we're getting the colors which are there already in. And we just turn it down until we've got something where they're closer together. Here we go, and it's around about there. See, it's around about the 150 something in there. So there, it's right in the middle of the 150s, and so they're all the same color now. So I've actually done a color balance on it. If you don't like areas, if the sky is a bit too dark, then you can always paint that away, or you can mask it beforehand and only do the area that you want to bring back to a neutral shade. Anyway, that's it, and thank you very much for watching.